Alright, so we're back with day 2 of our Zombie Slayer hardcore run. We're level 9, and we're starting off with a horde of 15, and we're just going to do a little bit of our pre-work stuff to start the day. Let's go ahead and equip our bear arms. And swap out our accessories. We'll hit the horse tree and pick up a horse. And the crazy horse doesn't look too bad today. Let's go ahead and take that one for now. Head to the love tunnel. Let's restore some HP first. And we'll take out the Enforcer. We'll grab the earrings. We'll get a lobotomy. And of course we're going to want the boomerang this time around. Yeah, Wham's just having a hard time. Alright, so let's enhance substats. We will take a shower. And then we're going to swap our briefcase to the HPMP regen. Let's get some more zombies real quick here. Alright, so we're going to wish to fight a Lobster Frogman. If we can spell the name right. And we're going to wink at him. Throw a boomerang at him. And then let's give him an exploding cigar. And there goes our first barrel of gunpowder. And let's just check up on our car. We're going to need some more fuel if we're going to use the yellow ray. So we got a couple options for yellow ray on that of what we want to do. We can do the Mountain Man to get some more ore. Or we can summon a frat orc soldier and get the fatigues for later on. For now, I'm actually going to just leave it at 82, and we'll come back to it later. So we are level 9, and we haven't gotten the level 9 hunter yet, so we should be encountering that one pretty soon. And then starting day 2 on Zombie Slayer runs, there will be some wandering hunters that are not tied to your level that we'll encounter as well. So we should be getting a couple of hunter brains pretty soon here. Let's go ahead and head over to the Foundry and get a fish hatchet. And use that to get some planks, and then visit the chasm. And then we'll scurry on over to the Pirate's Cove, and we'll get the pirate outfit. Alright, so we got our outfit after 9 adventures. Let's go ahead and put that sucker on real quick. And then visit Bartleby's Bargain Bookstore. Get the big book of pirate insults and the abridged dictionary. Untinker it. And visit the chasm again to lay out that bridge. Alright, so we need 8 fasteners and 7 lumber still to finish crossing that. We've got a couple options for that. We can clover or adventure in the Smut Orc logging camp to get the rest. Or we could wait till tomorrow and get another fish hatchet, and we should be able to mostly finish the bridge then, and maybe have to spend an adventure or 2 here to get the other planks or fasteners. So for now, we're going to actually just leave it, and let's see if we even have anything that we can do yet. Nope. Alright, so we'll go ahead and go after our fledges. So we're going to want to alter our interest to intensely interested. And we'll keep that on. I think 0% encounters should be okay. And go to Barney's. So the bear hug is something you can use, I think it's 10 times a day, and it turns the creature that you're fighting into a zombie. As you can see, you hug him with your filthy rotting arms. Green slime oozes from your filthy bare forearm pustules and covers him. After some twitching and groaning, he dutifully joins your horde. So a good time to use that is going to be here while we're trying to get the insults. We can build up our horde a little bit. So while we're at that point, we may as well boost our monster level up a little bit. And our goal here is to get this map right here that we just got, and to get up to 7 insults. So that's what we're shooting for. You can go for 8 insults if you really want to. I don't really see a huge reward in doing that compared to doing it at 7 and just, you know, trying for it then. So there's our first hunter brain. And let's go ahead and consult this. So Father Nikolai Ravanovich was the level 9 zombie hunter, and we should be getting a zombie hunting feller eventually here. Okay, so it looks like we've used up our bear hugs. And we're at 7 insults, so let's go ahead and swap out for our fish hatchet. And that will boost up our muscle a little bit. And go use the map. Head back on over to Barney's Bar. We get the blueprints. And we'll go get a frilly skirt. Alright, so let's go ahead and play some beer pong. Alright, so before we head over there, let's go ahead and bust this ghost. Oh. Wow. Yeah, we'll forget about that for the moment. Alright, so we just need to encounter the creamy pirate next. We got the clingy pirate, so we'll use a cocktail napkin to get rid of her. You can banish if you want. There is a skill that we can get eventually as the zombie slayer that will let us do banishing. Otherwise, you can always use your tranquilizer darts if you have them. So we've gotten all 3 items and used them. We got our fledges, so we're good to go on that part. Not quite level 10 yet. Wow. That ghost. It's going to do 302 damage a round. So let's eat our hunter brain and go back to our grave and see what skills we can get. Alright, so Skullcracker increases brain drops to where you definitely get them from monsters. And then the next skill in that tree is going to be Neuro Gourmet, which is +1 adventure per brain eaten. We definitely want that one. And of course, Ravenous Pounce gives us +5 to stomach capacity after that, and a combat attack that costs 2 zombies, but does increasing damage based on how hungry we are and always hits. That's going to be a nice one to have, especially since we're kind of squishy still. But we do want to get the Elemental Obliviousness and Vigor Mortis still at some point. For now, I'm going to go with Skullcracker. So let's head over to the Snow Joe. Alright. Actually, now that we got those love earrings on, I think we can take care of busting that ghost. Now we'll head over to the Snow Joe. Do a little bit of healing first. Alright, so The snowman seems to be not giving us too much trouble today. We'll see what happens as we get closer to 10 fights used. And there we go, we got our level 10. So the level 10 quest is going to be a little bit more challenging than usual on account of our familiars. So we'll head on over, we'll use our Enchanted Beam. Hit the Hermit real quick and get our Clover. And then we're going to need to boost our item drops here. So we'll do Enhance Items. We could get a Barrel Hoop Earring, but I want to save that. Place some Pool. Put on our Training Helmet. Drink a few Sacramento wines. Might as well drink that ice plum wine at the same time. It's got us up to 200% item drops. Let's just see if we can squeeze anything else out without using our Aston Martin. Alright. So let's climb up the beanstalk. Hit the airship. We're going to want to increase the levels of our horde real quick here. Let's do a few of these as well. Alright, so we don't have access to olfaction. Can't use that. So we're just going to have to hope that we get what we need. But we can use a banish, and we'll probably pick up a tennis ball during this. So you can either fight these or you can banish them, whichever you prefer. The one I'm going to recommend that you definitely banish is the protagonist, since you can get amnesia from that little jerk. And then hopefully we'll get the quiet healer in just a little bit here. Alright, so we got the titanium assault umbrella. It's better than nothing if we can't get the amulet. At least that'll get us through a couple of those spots in the basement of the castle. Alright, here's another zombie hunter. This is the level 10 one. So now we can finally get that Neuro Gourmet skill. Very close to getting Ravenous Pounce. Still haven't seen the Wandering Zombie Hunting Feller yet. And we should be getting our last Lobster Frogman pretty soon here. Alright, so there we go. And we didn't get the amulet from her because she's a butthole. But there's the last Lobster Frogman that we need. So let's kill him. And there's our 5th barrel of gunpowder. Alright, so what we want to do now, normally you would go and you'd use a clover and get the wand, but we don't need the wand. So we're just going to put on the titanium assault umbrella. And let's just swap out a few of these things. Yeah, we'll put on the love earrings again. And go to the basement. Actually, we want to put our fish... Oh, we can't. Let's just gamble with it and let's just use the fish hatchet. We could use our car to reduce our combat encounters as well. And that could be helpful if we're having a hard time getting the non-combats here. We got a squat thrust magazine. I'm going to use that right now. It's going to increase our muscle stats we get. So, here we go. We're going to skip the adventure on this one. That's not the one that we want. And we got the wrong one yet again. Let's go ahead and just grab the massive dumbbell. Let's go bust this ghost real quick. Alright, so we probably should have ran lower combat on this, but we're done with that floor now. So let's hit the ground floor for 11 turns and try to pick up the electric boning knife. We're going to need that. And the reason why we're going to need that is because we don't have access to our other skills, so we can't use Garbage Nova to defeat the Wall of Bones when we get to the tower. Alright, so before we hit the top floor, we want to put on our Mohawk wig. And get the punk's attention. And then we need to adventure here again to get the steam-powered model rocket ship. Should hopefully only take a few adventures. Okay. We must have encountered that wandering hunter during that point. Let's just eat 7 of those. Head back to our grave. And grab the Ravenous Pounce skill. before we go back to try to get that steam-powered model rocket ship, let's take out a ninja snowman, assassin, and then let's do another one to get the third item. Visit the fax machine, receive a fax. Alright, so we got all three of our pieces of ninja, assassin, climbing gear. Let's see if we can feed our car a little bit more. And there we go, we got all our ore. Let's go visit the trapper. We don't quite have enough elemental resistance to get up there though. Let's see if there is anything that we can do right now. Oh, we have some peck oil. Put on a ghost of a necklace. Alright, so we just need to spend a few adventures here to wipe out Gror. And that'll give us another boss brain. Alright, so that's going to be a pretty good hat that we can use for now. And let's continue searching for that steam-powered model rocket ship. There we go, we got it. So now we need to get the ingredients for the star key. We can just let that run as well. Not too bad we can't use our Metroid familiar. All we need is a star chart, and we could get that if we had one of those available right now. 3 turns in that zone and we'd be guaranteed to encounter an astronomer. Alright, so I'm not going to use too many more turns there. We'll come back to that later on. And for now, let's eat a boss brain, and let's eat a few more of these. We don't want to eat too many though, because we're hoping to get another hunter brain pretty soon here. And we're almost high enough level to use our first astral energy drink. So let's go ahead and get some more minions. We now have quite a lot of good brains that we can use. Let's go ahead and just give up 20 of those. And now we got a horde of 98. Not too bad. Let's go to the haunted gallery and bust a ghost. Heal up. And let's try venturing way back in time, see how we do this time. Right, not too bad. We're not getting just totally slaughtered like yesterday. So let's just spend the rest of the turns we can on this, getting our compounded experience until we're level 11. Alright, we just need a few hundred more. Of course it starts responding super slow. Why wouldn't it? One more should do. There we go, level 11. Let's go visit the council and get the next quest. So we're going to want to switch to our reassembled Blackbird. And let's get rid of that fish hatchet. And let's try feeding our car a little bit more. And then drive obnoxiously. Alright, so we can actually keep that accelerator pack on. And that still gives us +5, which is good enough. Maybe worth banishing the Black Widow if you're having a hard time here. Let's actually just up our monster level real quick. And then once we've gotten the broken wings and the sunken eyes, we'll want to swap our familiar back. And of course, grab the beehive once you're here. There we go, there's the Black Adder. And so let's get Jeffrey back out. And of course we get 0 blackberries. Awesome. Alright, there we go. So let's hit the black market, and as far as you can tell from the condition of the empty shop, the guy who runs the black market took off at the first sign of trouble. This is much, much less surprising than the fact that he left a lot of his merchandise behind. Something tells you, however, that it's unwise to steal from shady criminal enterprises, so you decide to leave payment in the register just in case. Yep, so let's get a can of black paint and the forged identification documents and go take a vacation. And that opens up the next stage of the MacGuffin quest. We'll want to put our fish hatchet back on. stop driving obnoxiously. Alright, so we want to reduce our encounters. We're at minus 20. Let's see if we have enough stuff to fuel our vehicle. Alright, so we'll drive stealthily, put on our pirate fledges, and we'll head on over to the cove and the poop deck. And then head below decks. And we should have enough minutes left on our time spinner to repeat the fight with the gaudy pirate once we get the first one. Alright, so let's head on over there. Travel to a recent fight. Fight the gaudy pirate again. And there we go. We've got the talisman. So we're done with that. Let's go take care of our witches fights. Do the daily challenge first. Fight the rook. Pretty soon here we're going to need to be able to boost our monster level quite a bit in order to heat up the unstable fulminate. We're also going to need a high monster level when we do the crypt for the defiled cranny and when we do the oil peak. So ideally we'll want to lump all three of those quests together, and we're not going to be doing the crypt today, so we're going to want to save both of those for tomorrow. But we can still go unlock the basement. And hopefully, if we're lucky, get some psychotic train wine to use as a nightcap. Right, so let's head downstairs. And then we'll hit the haunted wine cellar. And the wino doesn't want to give that stuff up. We already got our bottle of Chateau de Vinegar, so we'll not worry about that. It would have been a good nightcap to have, but it's not the end of the world. There we go, we got our blasting soda. Let's go ahead and make the fulminate. Let's use our first astral energy drink. And apparently we encountered the hunter at some point. So we'll go back to our grave. And let's get that elemental obliviousness. Alright, so we also want to do the typical tavern while our monster level is high, just to try to get tangles of rat tails. Odds of getting those, quite a lot of those, is probably not going to be real great today, just due to the fact that our item drops aren't going to be super high. But let's go ahead and enhance substats. And let's head over and let's do the daily dungeon. Put on our love earrings. And let's do the ghost of a necklace. And actually, let's put on our titanium assault umbrella as well. And that gives us really very high protection. And we could probably use a can of paint as well if we wanted to. We do have a fair amount of peck oil, so let's use that. Alright, so let's see how we do. 271, not too bad. This would be a lot easier if we were in softcore and could pull the Ring of Detect Mooring Doors 11-foot pole and the Picomatic lockpicks, but it's not an option for us in this run. Alright, so we're up to chamber 9. Chamber 10, getting closer. Chamber 13. There we go, we got our Fat Luke token. Let's go bust a ghost again. Right, so let's use our deck and let's do sheep to get our stone wool. Let's go ahead and just grab our last tower key. Swap our equipment back out. Let's see how much fuel we have for our vehicle. Alright, so there we go, we got 100. Now we could use a wish to summon the astronomer and get the star chart, but we'll wait for tomorrow to see if we need to do that. What we're going to do instead is, I wish I was fighting a war pledge. Alright, so I guess our car isn't ready to yellow ray again yet, because we don't have that option showing up. So we'll just fight him and see what we get. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Yeah, too bad there's not a yellow. Everything looks yellow counter for that. Alright, so we do need to finish up our stomach. And we might as well fill up our spleen. We could hit a few other things here today, but I think we're going to want to hold off. We want to really be level 12 before we get too much into some of these things, so we'll leave that alone. And let's just double check. We got all our free fights out of the way. Used everything else. We haven't prayed to the barrel god, but there's not a good thing to pray to the barrel god for. We have protection or glamour, which we don't want to use either of those. Let's go ahead and check out the barrels. And let's just go with the hot socks for our nightcap. There we go. So we're now drunk. We'll want to switch our briefcase back to plus adventures. And let's take another shot at unlocking the meat buff. Alright, so there we go. And then let's put on our rollover gear. And that's a wrap for day 2. So we're only at level 11, halfway to level 12. We'll most likely be able to hit level 12 pretty early on tomorrow. Let's just double check here real quick. I think we have one time spinner minute left. Yeah, so let's go ahead and use that up. Or try to use it up anyway. There we go. So what we want to do tomorrow is level up to 12 as quickly as we can, and then start the war. And then we can flyer through all the rest of the MacGuffin quest, and then we'll wrap up the chasm, typical tavern, and the crypt as well, and hopefully be ascending tomorrow, but we'll see what happens. May end up being a 4-day run. But we'll be starting with 108 adventures. That's not too bad. And we have most of our gear for the lair. And the star key we just need the chart for. So we'll see what happens with that. So that's it for now, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.